Okay. You're so cute.
Namanda, 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 Namanda. Good morning.
Morning.
Ohayou gozaimasu. Welcome to our Shotsuki service for the month of October. My name is Reverend Fujimoto, and I'll be your service chairperson for today. So I would like to go over this is really, it's too echoey. Is this better? Okay, so I'd like to go over our Shotsuki or service order for today. At this time, we'll have our Hyobyakumon, and then I'll have the reading of the Shotsuki names. Please come up and Oshoko during the reading of your family names. Okay. And for those of you who are at home, you can do the same as you have set up to do in your homes, to come up and Oshoko during the reading of the names. I think it's always very special to come to our Shotsuki services and to remember the our family and all that they have meant to us, and recognizing that we would not even be here today if it were not for them. One of the things I could share is that just yesterday, Charmin and I and Jane Naito was there as well on Angel Island at the Nichibei Angel Island pilgrimage. That's the word, pilgrimage. Yeah. So a good number of people were there. They had a short program, and I was able to do kind of a blessing. We did the Sambujo with everyone there, and different people, speakers, and Onodori dance and taiko performances and things like that. So it was nice to be able to be a part of that gathering there. And new part of the exhibit was Reverend Motoyoshi's story. You know, he was our fourth minister here, and here during World War II. And so part of, it's kind of like a replaying video of a number of people. And he is one of 8 or 10 people that, you know, they showed this video of, and also showing during that time, the YBA members of this temple all signed this letter in support of Motoyoshi Sensei to be returned to his family. And so, you know, we had received those letters earlier, you know, and so we have these yellow pages, and Hiko had received a copy too, but, you know, many of the names of current members that we can recognize as we look through the list is who signed this letter, right, during the war times. And so to have Motoyoshi Sensei and that part of the Alameda Temple story to become part of the permanent exhibit there is made it special for all of us from this temple to be able to see that for the first time. So it was a special event yesterday. We all took different ferries to get over there, and the program itself was from 11 to 3, I believe. Yeah, so we spent a good number of hours there and enjoying. Buses came from the Sacramento area, from the San Jose area, and others drove in, and many Bay Area members made their way there too, and not just Buddhist, Nikkei and Chinese connections from the Bay Area primarily were all there. So it was a nice special occasion. So now we will have our Hyobyakumon, so please join me in Gassho. Today, on this occasion of the Shotsuki service for the month of October, members of our temple family have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the 3 homages. Namo Kia Butsu, Namo Kia Ho, Namo Kia So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, ナモアミダ仏。ナモアミダ仏。ナマンダ、ナマンダ。These are the Shotsuki names for the month of October. Please come up in Oshooko. Abe, Mutsu, Akinaga, Yun, Baba, Fujiko, Hamasaki, Seiji, Haramaki, Shozo, Hasegawa, Katsumi, Hashimoto, Hiroshi, Hashimoto, Robert, Hayashida, Fujie, Hirai, Mitsue, Mary, Hines, Charles Jr., Hideoka, Takeshi, Inoue, Miyoko, Inoue, Natsuno, Ishida, Infant, Ishida, Masamitsu, Ishida, Shunichi, Ito, Wakako, Iwahashi, Kamada, Asa, Kamiji, Infant, Sumiko, Kato, Hisato, Kato, Infant, Hitoshi, Kawabuchi, Hiroshi, Kitani, Taeko, Koga, Matao, Kono, Carol, Kuge, Isono, Kuji, Kanri, Kuramoto, Kanji, Kuroki, Sueko, Kuano, Iwao, Matsura, Kumazo, Mikami, Koshie, Mitsukawa, Infant, Tadashi, Mune, Kazuye, Nakamura, James, Nakamura, Jinichi, Nakano, Kazuo, Nakano, Masao, Fred, Nakaso, Reiji, Narahara, Isamu, Natsuhara, Ritsuko, Nitahara, Infant, Shinobu, Nogita, Toshio, Obana, Setsuko, Ogawa, Shozo, Oye, Kimi, Higashi, Okabe, Henry, Okada, Tsuya, Oki, Infant, Hideji, Okumura, Yae, Omi, Henry, Ozeki, Akino, Pang, Yon-chan, Sakamoto, Shigeto, Sekigahama, Magoichi, Shibata, Yoshimi, Shira, Infant, Megan, Shimono, Makoto, Sugino, Hideko, Suiko, John, Suzawa, Kazue, Takagi, Yumi, Takara, Nui, Takayama, Yukie, Takemoto, Infant, Sonae, Takeshita, Shiro, Takishita, Infant, Henry, Tomine, Susumu, Tomine, Tomoe, Tsuchiya, Paula, Bison, Wada, Kazuo, Yamagishi, Kikuko, Yamakami, Masae, Yamaguchi, Sono, Yamashita, Haruko. Yasuhiro, Naka. Yasutake, Tosaku, Yonekura, Satoshi. These are the Shotsuki names for the month of October. If there are additions or corrections, please note. Namanda, 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 Namanda.
150人区海世大あらかん修正知識長老チャリホマカモケンデマカショマカタセネマカクチラリハタシュリアンダダナンダアナンダラゴラヨモナダイビンズルワラダカルライマカポイナハクラアヌラノゼトショダイレシドショボサマカサコンジュシリオジワイタボサケンダカダイボサロソジンボサヨニョセトショダイボサキュサクライカンギント無料書店大祝二次仏語長老シャリホユセ最後カジュマンの仏道世界の悪極楽合同仏語阿弥陀根源在説法シャリホイド学校の異極楽合国宗教不修具単樹小楽公明極楽シャリ本国や国の七十何十七十何も七十五十大勢四方修相異尿成功異国明極楽シャリ本国や国の四方地悪六水中万五中二大順に本社富士四変海道本言ルリハリゴジョジョエロ各薬医本言ルリハリシャコシャクシュメの二言直視地中年芸大尿サリン小式小公式陽公釈式釈公釈式白公二名公結シャリ本国ら国の上司名前空力将軍シャリ本非文国の上査天学用言二次中夜六時に万ダラ敬語国主上上位小短各位英国上司名結用他本十万六分即位次元等本国本時教業シャリ本国ら国の上十尿税六小万武士シャリ本異国上衛士時奇妙な式市長百国弱の無シャリ多量便が合力七宝大変合唱と変容性等合同宗教門世音に対出年仏年法年相シャリ本用持に市長実税財法省省省医者外部国土三
幕主
シャリオンオブ国領証明三幕同士名馬教実税書宗教改正阿弥陀仏力量温泉流演芸少佐シャリオ義務国土未平水道小法五十九法羅門水未明義尿百千十学同時空差門世音社会時年上年分年後年相死心シャリオン欧米国土領地多重納税記録所営
Okay, it's very nice, special to have additional voices up here joining in our chanting. And one of the things I could point out that you could tell, Sensei has a very nice voice, and when he takes his break, he rests for like 4 syllables. So, you know, this is like a lesson for you when you want to stop and breathe. Just you take your whole breath, then you start in again, you come in again. And so there's layers of voices coming in, particularly for the Amida Kyo. And so this is what makes this unique chant very special to learn to do. So when you take your break, don't just gulp some air, but you take your break and breathe carefully and comfortably and come in with all your strength when you come in at that time. Okay, so this is very important, and I think we can. Last week we had a number of people here, and the chanting was off, and I know why. Right? We had all these elders, and they can't hear, right? So they're not listening to me chanting. So everyone is at their different speeds, and so we had many different leaders all over the Hondo, and so it was a little bit off, but it was I was chanting, so this is not fitting at all. So, but it was very nice to have, you know, we had maybe twice as many people here last week chanting, and so it was still very special. So I think when we come to those different occasions today, last week, we get an even deeper sense of what the chanting is and how we contribute to this overall atmosphere and the sound of the chanting going on. So special indeed. So at this time, we're going to call upon Lenny to lead us in the Gatha Arigato. So please stand for Arigato. This is the handout that you have. Please take your seats. I'm adjusting the camera. Okay. So today we have special guests here. We have a Jodo Shinshu International program that is run by Koihara Sensei in Berkeley at the Jodo Shinshu Center. And we have two IMOP, what are called IMOP students here visiting the United States International Ministerial Organization program, I believe. And so, yeah, they've been here for a month in the United States and going to a few different places, participating in events and visiting some of our different temples just to see how things are set up here in America and how services go, how events go. And 2 weeks ago, Charmin and I went to the Northwest District Convention in Ontario, Oregon, where I used to be the resident minister, and that's Charmin's home temple. And so we were invited there as one of their past ministers, and they were there as well. And Koihara Sensei had brought them, and nice that they could go. You know, it's quite a distance to fly out there and to take part in that. And the Northwest Conventions, we have temple representatives coming from Portland, Seattle, Tacoma, some from Canada maybe, and others from other parts of the United States. Minister assistants that are young ones that were coming from different parts of the BCA. And then we also have Spokane and Boise area. There were numerous programs going on, and so they spent the 3 days there. A little bit of sightseeing and seeing the fire damage that occurred at the temple there, and also being able to visit so many of the members. And that one is like the original family conference. So this was the 75th anniversary of that temple and of the convention. And so it has a special, all age groups are invited to come to this conference and so forth. I want students to go and participate in that and see how that is run. I think that was a nice event for them. And so kind of a preview for Sharman and I to be able to meet them before they came to Alameda. So for this weekend, Sato Sensei is going to be speaking for our Shotsuki service, and Torii Sensei, they're both going with me to Enmanji in Sebastopol, and Torii Sensei is going to speak over there. So what I'm hoping to be able to do is, after his Dharma message, we'll have another Gatha on Dokusan and our acknowledgments to conclude this service. And I'm going to shut the YouTube service off and then give them an opportunity, and maybe particularly for Torii Sensei to introduce herself, and you could hear her voice and some of them, and they could both, maybe we could place them at one each, so they each have a microphone, and you could ask them questions, and they could take turns to say a little bit more about themselves, and so if you want to ask, where else have they been or things like that, and how many in their family, what kind of pets they have, anything you want to ask, favorite food in America, all these kind of questions we might have, we'll have a chance to ask them, okay? So not too long, maybe 10, 15 minutes at the end of service, all right? So with that, at this time, I would like to ask Sato Sensei to please come up and provide his Dharma message. Sensei, onegaishimasu.
Hello everyone. Good morning. My name is Hiroya Sato. I come from Kagoshima, Kyushu, Japan. It's the first time to come to here, so a little bit exciting. But so I have prepared this paper in this Dharma services, so I can read this. How has your day been? Are you enjoying this weather? Autumn began about 10 days ago. It is still hot in the daytime, but the nights are getting cooler. I hope we will all stay healthy. Today, I'll talk about saying farewell, the Pure Land, and the nameless path. Some of you may have a great passion for Jodo Shinshu, and some of you may not. This was my experience in Japan. In Japan, we don't have Sunday services like American Buddhism. We only have services when someone passes away, or weekly I saw the situation in my experience in Japan. If we know the day someone will die, we will become very sad about saying goodbye. So I recommend adopting Buddhism. It is like a mirror
of our heart, we can prepare for our life if we touch Amida Buddha's enlightenment with Nembutsu works. Shinran Shonin said in his letter of lamp for the latter ages, "My life has now reached the fulfillment of its years. It is certain that I will go to birth in the Pure Land before you. So without fear I will await you there." His words revealed that we can meet again in the Pure Land in the future, so we should not feel sorrowful about saying farewell when someone passes away. Amida Sutra tells us the following: the people who hear of that land should aspire to be born there. Why? It is because they will be able to meet together with such sages of supreme virtue there. So we can say, "See you again," if we attend a funeral service. Shinran Shonin adopted the Nembutsu path. Nembutsu means to take refuge in Buddha. This easy practice depends on Amida Buddha's primary goal. If, when I attain Buddhahood, the sentient beings of the Ten Quarter who, with sincere and entrusting heart, aspire to be born in my land and say my name, even 10 times, should not be born there, may I not attain the perfect enlightenment. Excluded are those who commit the 5 grave offenses and those who slander the right Dharma. The quote of Raja Sutra's enlightened 18 vow is called Amida Buddha's primary goal. Shinran Shonin recommended the practice of Nembutsu for every lay person. Nembutsu is an easy practice, saying Nembutsu expresses our gratitude for Amida Buddha. Sometimes failure is very painful for us, but the true Buddha's teaching tells us the right view of birth and death. The end of human life is the beginning of life in the Pure Land of Amida Buddha. For me, this notion is very comforting. My grandfather died when I was 25 years old. That was the first time I lost a relative. I was sad, but I felt better during the funeral service. I understood why we have funeral service in front of Amida Buddha altars in the temple. Now we can show our gratitude for Shinran Shonin. This is Nembutsu, and we can attain Buddhahood by Amida Buddha's power. We can dwell on Amida Buddha's palms. This is revealed at the end of our life. Although if we attain a trusting heart, our lips will connect to the Pure Land. So our life will be endless between human life to Buddha life. Amida Buddha is also called the Buddha of India. The life revealed our gratitude for our lives. Shinran Shonin postscript of Jodo Shinshu passage on the land of happiness states, I have corrected true words to aid others in their practice for attaining birth, in order that the process be made continuous, without end and without interruption, by which those who have been born first guide those who come later, and those who are born later join those who were born before. This is so that the boundless ocean of birth and death be exhausted. Shotsuki services continue with those who have been born first, guiding those who come later, and those who are born later joining those who were born before. This infinite connection allows us to continue to the pure land of Amida Buddha. This is our service. This is our own service, but this was a gift from our relative, because if the relative didn't pass away, we wouldn't put our palms together in this moment. This service was created by relatives who now dwell in Amida Buddha's pure land. Thank you very much. Namandavats, 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 namandavats. Namandavats, namandavats.
Okay, thank you very much, Sato Sensei. Before we had our starting the service, the doors were open and Amy was noticing that she thought she saw Sensei down there. She saw the black robes and a bald head, and then she looked and I'm over here and did this double take. So even for me, so I'm there speaking at the podium. Nice to have two of us with shaved heads here. So we could play tricks on everybody today. So yeah, again, very nice to have the students here and have members here to be able to listen to thoughts and ideas of his reflections on Shotsuki service and his experience and losing his own family members. And so we appreciate that, and it's always a process to be able to convey these kind of messages. So I really appreciate that. Okay, so now we have one more kata, Ondoku-san, on page 220. So please stand for Ondoku-san 2. Please be seated. Okay, Thank you very much. I'd like to thank everyone who helped to prepare the service. Certainly, first of all, thank our two guests today and the Toban who set up prepared the flowers and the fruit offerings and the obopan. I'd like to thank Lenny for leading our gathas, and kind of special to have all the elements of service again. You know, it's been a long time, and Lenny had to relearn everything about the organ, and so it's nice to hear those sounds. And we've added the kancho as well, so it really feels like a service. And little by little, people are coming, and others are asking, you know, is it okay to come? Is it okay? And you know, we do want to keep it a little bit limited, but I think it's comfortable to have enough space between the pods here, and ventilation with the fans and the windows. Everything is going well. Everyone is cautious and masked, and we do the temperature check. Howard enjoys shooting you in the forehead, so all these things are going good. So let's close this service. Please join me in Gassho, and we'll conclude this service. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. And everyone at home. We have announcements. Yes, please come up. I'm sorry, Joyce has an announcement.
I wanted to say that Alameda BWA is again sponsoring our autumn food drive. You can go either online, or if you want, we can consolidate your donation and send it as one big thing. So next week I'll have a box that you can drop your donation here. And this year since we're starting to gather again, we're also going to collect regular foods if you wish to bring regular food. I'll have the bin. We couldn't get a barrel because they said we were too small. But basically, if we have our own crates, they might be able to provide us a crate, and we can collect the real food here, and I'll deliver it to someplace. And this will be until the end of November, so you have lots of time. And in the Upaya, there's instructions on how to get to the Alameda County Community Food Bank site if you want to just make a direct donation there. But the funds that we collect here will be for the Alameda Food Bank and the Alameda County Community Food Bank. Thank you.
Are there any other announcements? Okay, we have our BEC class that's going to be starting in the first Thursday of October, just in a few days. So there's still time to register, and everyone is welcome. I think we have a good number already signed up, and so we're looking forward, kind of looking forward to that class starting. So please join me in Gassho, and we will conclude this service. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda. We're going to hold off the Oshoko. Stay seated.